Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga with Janie Rose. Today's class is a 20-minute full body flow practice designed for the holidays, but can be practiced at any time when you need to take time for yourself and recenter. Let's begin grounding in child's pose. Big toes come to touch, knees wide. Lower your head down to the earth with your arms stretched out in front of you. Relax your elbows to the ground and begin to connect with the breath. On your next inhale, lengthen it to a count of 3 or 4 and match your exhale to the same count of 3 or 4. Breathing deeply through the nose. And let's do our best to maintain this even rhythm of breath throughout the practice today. Remain in child's pose and simply walk yourself over to the right side of your mat. Option to use your right arm as a pillow as you stretch your left arm long, or both arms long and take your forehead to the earth. Breathe deep into your left side body. On an inhale, guide yourself back through center, then walk yourself over to the left side. Stretching your right arm long, option to use your left arm as a pillow or reach both arms long. Breathe deep into your right side body stretch. On an inhale, coming back through center, rise up to tabletop. Walk your knees under your hips, feet hip distance, hands under shoulders. On an exhale, round out to a cat stretch, back stretch. Inhale through cow, belly stretch. Exhale, press into your hands, relax the head and neck. And inhale to lift the sits bones, drop the belly button, and lift the chin. One more each way, moving with your breath. Coming through center, press into your hands, rounding through your back once again. Then start to draw circles with your chest in one direction. Go 3 times. And after your third pass, move in the other direction 3 times. And after your third time around, come back to a tabletop. Left hand palm up slides under the right arm. Left side of the head comes down along with your left shoulder to the ground. Right hand reaches back and behind for a half bind. Right fingertips to left inner thigh. Breathe deep into this twist and shoulder stretch. On an inhale, plant your right hand and press back to a tabletop position. Other side. Right hand palm up slides the whole arm under the left. Right side of the head and right shoulder to the ground. Left arm reaches up and back for your right inner thigh for a half bind. Pause and breathe into this twist and shoulder stretch. Keep your left hand hooked in a half bind as you rise up to sitting on your heels. Then reach your right arm back for hands to elbows or wrists. Sitting tall, release your left ear to left shoulder. Then draw your chin towards your chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Roll your head in half circles a few times in each direction and connect with your breath. Slowly lower the chin towards the chest, then guide your head through center. Release your arms and inhale them up to the sky. Interlace your fingers and shine your palms high, opening up the wrists. On an exhale, guide the hands through heart center, interlace the fingers, and create figure 8 patterns with the wrist. Go a few times in each direction. Release your hands and make your way back to all fours, tabletop, tucking toes through downward facing dog pose. Let's take some movement here, bending one knee at a time. Stay anchored in on the breath. On your next exhale, slowly walk your feet halfway up the mat to a shorter stance, downward dog. Inhale through a half lift and exhale, fold over gently bent knees. It might feel nice to bend one knee deeply at a time. On an inhale, rise to tiptoes and walk your feet through between your hands, hip distance. Rise to a half lift, inhale, and fold over legs, exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow down. One more, inhale. Exhale, fold. This time, reach hands for elbows in ragdoll. Again, you might choose to bend one knee deeply at a time. Plant your hands and inhale, press to a half lift. Exhale, lunges the right foot back, lower the right knee, untuck the back toes. Hands stay to the earth as you let your hips melt down, but open your chest forward. On an exhale, step back to a plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lowers the knees, arches the back like cow, jet the body forward slightly, and lower the chest and chin down. Ashtanga Namaskara. Slide the legs straight back. Plant the hands by your shoulders, rise to fingertips. Draw the belly button towards the spine as you inhale through a cobra pose. Lift your chest. Exhale, lower down slowly. Two more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, one vertebrae at a time, forehead down. Last one. Inhale, and when you're ready, exhale, slowly lower. Plant your hands, press back as you tuck your toes, sink hips to heels for child's pose with a foot stretch. Let's take a few breaths here. On an inhale, rise through tabletop. Keep the toes tucked and press the hips up and back as you exhale to downward facing dog. Stay for a few breaths. Exhale, lunges the right foot through between the hands, lower the back knee, untuck the back toes. Hands under shoulders, roll the chest forward. Let the hips melt down as you open up the left hip flexor. Exhale to tuck your back toes and step your back foot directly behind your front foot. Square yourself over your legs as you inhale to a half lift and exhale, fold over gently bent knees. Take a breath or two here. Keeping the legs as they are, inhale through a half lift and very slowly, with control, rise to stand. Reaching your arms to the sky, right hand holds the left wrist as you hinge over to the right side for a left side body stretch. Inhale your arms through center, release the hands by your sides, and step your feet hip distance. Chair pose. Bend deep into your knees and sweep your arms high. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and your belly button towards your spine. On an exhale, fold over straight legs. Relax your neck. Inhale through a half lift. Exhale, lunges the left foot back, runner's lunge. From here, dynamic movement. Begin to shift your hips back, lengthening through your right leg, then bending back through the knee. Let's do that a few times, moving with the breath. Pyramid pose. Gently step your back foot in as you lengthen through your right leg, flexing through the right toes. Keep a long spine with the option to fold a little deeper over the right thigh. With hands under shoulders, inhale to a half lift. Exhale through plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Setting up for one cobra pose. Hands by your sides. Inhale, lift up, one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, lower down, just the same. Plant your hands as you press back to knees, tucking toes through downward facing dog pose. And pause for a few long, deep breaths, lengthening your spine. Exhale, lunges the left foot through to runner's lunge. Taking dynamic movement, shifting the hips up and back to lengthen through the left leg and bend back into the knee. Let's do that a few times, moving with breath. Pyramid pose. Stepping the back foot in slightly, lengthen the spine on an inhale, option to stay or fold a little deeper on an exhale. Let's take a few long deep breaths here. Inhale presses to a half lift. Exhale steps your right foot behind your left foot. Inhale half lift. Exhale fold over the left thigh. Take a gentle bend in the knees and relax your head and neck. On your next inhale, slowly rise to stand. Take your time. Reach your arms to the sky. Left hand holds right wrist as you hinge over to the left side for a right side body stretch. Inhale your arms back through center and step the feet hip distance. Release your arms by your sides. Chair pose. Bend into your knees and sweep your arms high. Tuck your lower rib cage and draw your belly button back. On your next exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale through a half lift. Exhale steps the left foot back, sending the right leg high to three-legged dog. Bend through your right knee. Circle your right knee around 3 times, rotating through the hip. Exhale your right knee to nose, then lower your right shin to the earth. Guide your left knee directly behind right. Separate the heels and sit between them. Right knee is stacked over left in Gomukhasana legs. Reach your arms forward and relax as much as you can, breathing into your hips. On an inhale, slowly rise up through seated. Keeping the legs crossed, plant your right foot outside of your left knee and inhale the left arm high. Exhale to twist with left elbow outside of right thigh. Right hand behind you, gazing back. Inhale to look forward and exhale to a counter stretch, twisting to the other side. Inhale through center, planting the hands and stepping back to a downward facing dog. This time we send the left leg high to the sky for three-legged dog. Bend through your left knee and open the hip wide. Circle your left knee around 3 times, rotating through your hip. Exhale to level your hips and draw your left knee to nose. Then lower the left shin to the earth. Slide your right knee behind your left. Separate your feet and sit between them. Now left knee is stacked over right. Reaching your arms forward, relax as much as you can, breathing into your hips. Preparing for your twist. Inhale to slowly rise up. Plant your left foot outside of your right knee. Inhale your right arm high to the sky, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist to your left with your left hand behind, right elbow outside of left thigh. Gaze back behind you. Inhale to look forward and exhale to twist the other way for a counter stretch. Guide yourself back through center and extend through your left leg. Keep your right foot into your left thigh, preparing for a forward fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, reaching hands towards the left foot. Relax the head and neck and breathe. Inhale to rise up one vertebrae at a time and switch out the legs, extending the right, bending through the left knee. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, hinge forward, reaching hands towards your right foot. Relax the head and neck and breathe into this back body stretch. On your next inhale, rise up one vertebrae at a time. Bending into both knees, planting both feet. Shimmy your hips up the mat and lower onto your back, preparing for bridge pose. Walk the heels nice and close in towards your hips. Hands can reach towards your heels, fingertips brushing them gently. Plant the hands by your hips. Draw the belly button towards the spine. And on an inhale, press into your feet to lift your hips high. Exhale, lower down, upper chest, mid-back, and hips to the ground. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to lower down. And this time, we inhale to press up. An option, reach hands to heels, or hands just below your waist onto your low back for a supported bridge. Let's hold for a few breaths. On your next exhale, release your hands down and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Separate the feet a little wider and let the knees come together with one hand to heart, one hand to belly. On an exhale, guide your right knee in towards your chest with hands to shins. You can circle your right ankle around a few times in each direction. Let's switch out the legs, planting the right foot, guiding the left knee in, hands to shin, circling the left ankle around a few times in each direction. Inhale your right knee back into your chest, and exhale forehead to knees for a rounding squeeze. Inhale lowers the head and allows your knees to roll to the right side. Option to extend through your top leg, in which case the right hand might reach for the left foot. Gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale your knees through center, and exhale, let them fall to the left. Gaze over your right shoulder. Option to extend through your right leg, with the left hand reaching for right foot. Let's spend a few breaths here. Inhale guides your knees through center, hands under thighs, rocking up through a seated position. Hug your knees in towards your chest for a seated child's pose for a few breaths. Inhale to rise up and make your way through to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Sitting tall, take your arms wide by your sides, palms facing up, inhaling hands to touch overhead, exhaling hands through heart. Inhale, reach up, exhale. One more, inhale, exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me in today's practice. I wish you a wonderful holiday season in whatever you celebrate. We'll see you in the next one. Namaste.